Welcome to another episode of the Workforce Podcast. I'm Gene.
I'm Abraham.
But you already know that, so let's get into it. Any announcements you want to say in general? The Health Summit?
Health Summit is next Saturday. Well, by the time you see this, probably this Saturday.
One more Saturday, yeah. What's the date?
It's going to be the 26th.
Right, so this will probably air Monday, so
this coming Saturday.
This coming Saturday.
Yeah.
This is where you're doing this not in real time.
So we have 20 tickets that we are selling. It's first come, first serve. There's a few people that reached out about it. $40 if you buy one, $60 if you want to buy two.
Cool.
A lot of different people coming in to talk. Obviously, we're talking about the exercise part of it. I will say it's not only for women, but there's a few things geared towards women. Talking about thyroid issues and some other things by some of the other guests. If you want deep specifics about what they're talking about, remember we do have a couple flyers up over by the.
They're pasted all around the gym.
Yeah, there's a couple
the entrance.
The cubby holds. So you can read about that there, but just try to let us know, because once they're gone, they're gone. There's only going to be 100 people allowed to come to this whole event. So, if you're someone that's in some online trying to learn about being healthy or things like that, these are the things that you need to go to, because these are actually taught by experts and people that know stuff. Again, there's a lot of times we try to go out there and get information. Your friends tell you something, someone you met in passing is like, hey, try this. If you actually want real information that's going to help you with issues you might have or struggles you might have, things like that, these are the type of things that you should go to, because we could charge way more for this. They're only charging what they are because they're paying for the venue, which is the actual.
That's cool.
The thing downtown, the center. You know what the Comic-Con was at?
Nope. The convention center. Thank you.
Sorry. It's at the convention center. They have an actual room that we're doing this in.
That's right. Get some real information.
Yeah, real information. Ones that you don't have to question or.
Not bro science.
Yeah.
That's what we call it. It's called bro science. Your buddy tells you, hey, you should do this. It worked for my cousin Raj. It's called bro science.
Yeah.
Speaking of bro science, let's talk a little bit about these workouts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're still with us, want to clear some things up, right? So there are some things, like particularly today, it could be any day, random day, with stuff on the board. There's, as coaches, we get questions about the weight. What weight should I lift? What weight should we do? So let's just start off with a definition of, let's say RX. Like why is that term? Why do we have RX on the board?
Yeah. So I mean, it's there because that's like what we're all shooting for, right? We want to get to a point where we can do all the things that are in that workout, right? Mm-hmm. To a certain point, I would say. Like some people, it depends on your goals, but this is where if you can complete all this stuff and you're doing it on time and you're doing those weights, then that is, you've kind of made it. That's where you were definitely fit, right?
By the definition of how we define fit, being fit, which we've gone over in class before, you're there. So I guess technically RX stands for as prescribed.
Yeah.
Like a prescription. Kind of funny, again, borrowing the bro science, although that's real science. So I would further that too to say that if you are looking at the workout and you see there's a weight on there, let's say whatever it is, there's like power cleans, and the power cleans are 135. Let's say you can do 2 of those at 135, and then you're just dead. Does that mean you should do the 10 reps per set of say 5 sets in the workout at 135?
No.
Yeah, exactly. So why not?
Well, one, you're not going to finish the workout.
Right.
So when a workout is written, there are certain time frames and amount of reps that we're trying to get you to reach. Our goal is to get everyone as close to the same amount of time and reps as possible.
Right.
Usually the people that fall outside of that, or maybe the workout is more in their favor, so they do a lot more.
Right.
Right.
Everybody has their event, right?
Yeah, we all have a wheelhouse. If we have deadlift day, I'm off. But,
You are like deadlift.
you know, if we have running day, I'm like,
Yeah.
so. But if you're just trying to do the weight and you're only getting in 10 reps, but the goal of the day was to get 500 reps in, right? And we kind of wasted what we're supposed to do today. So,
Right.
And to explain a little bit further, there's different energy systems. And to dumb it down a lot, because I've talked about it before, but think about it as there's sprints, there's, you know, how you play. Maybe when you play a pickup basketball game, you're kind of going back and forth for a while. And then you have like long, you know, you think of a soccer game or a marathon, right?
Like a 5-mile run or something.
Yeah. So oxidative, phosphogenic, and glycolytic are the different types, and so
Well done. That's not bro science.
that's actual science. So when we ride a workout, we're trying to hit those three, and so that means that you'd be able to go out and do those 3 different types of events, right, and not be dead. But if you, like the people that only train, right, think about marathoners, they only train that, they come in here, we're going to do a 5-minute workout and it's all out, heavyweight, they're dead, right, because they don't train that way. They're going to get last. And so when we are doing these things and there's certain time frames, there's certain weight, you know, and what helps to is just ask your coach. If you don't know, the easiest thing to do is just ask.
Right, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, because we know you, like, even if I walk in, I can see someone move for 5 minutes, and a lot of times I know what they need to do.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious because we've been doing this for so long. But yeah, so that's kind of the purpose, right? And when you do that and you improve in those certain things, then you get better, right? You need to be able to do 95 pounds really fast before you do 135 pounds.
Right.
So, and then once you do 95 really fast, then 135 won't be so bad, right? And then you get to a point where 135 is really fast. Then you go to 155.
That's right.
175.
That's right. And then, you know, sometimes we want different stuff out of you based on the workout. Sometimes we want strength from you know, right? Like he's saying, sometimes we want speed or we want you to die. I don't know, whatever it is, but that's what we want to get out of you. So we try to work with weights with you to help you get there. So that was one of the questions I had recently on the floor, and wanted to address that. Which, you know, if you see 135 and we say no, you need to do 95. It's not because we think you're weak. It's because we think that's the weight you need to be at to get out of you what we want out of you for the workout.
Yeah.
To help you train and get better. That's the whole point.
Just because you can do a certain weight, it's going to not hit how the workout's supposed to hit you.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you basically did the heaviest weight that you could do all week, you might only lose like 100 calories because you only did like 200 reps rather than 3,000 reps this week. Right?
Hope that answers some of that. All right, so another subject we wanted to cover, potentially why you're not losing weight, right? Let's say you've been in here, you've been hitting it 5 days a week, but you're watching the scale, you're still not moving. Let's say it's staying the same, okay? I think it's important to note that a lot of times when we get asked, I know when I get asked, and you can change that or disagree with that or whatever, whenever I'm asked by someone, they want to lose weight or why aren't they losing weight, they're actually talking about fat. Why am I not losing fat, right? Because overall weight, as we know, muscle weight is more than fat. Overall weight isn't necessarily an indicator of your fitness level or your health level.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about fat. Why aren't you losing fat?
Yeah, I think the first thing that I don't think we've ever really haven't like addressed this with a lot of people is that, you know, say you do a diet or a 6-week or 4 weeks or sober October, right? Those are great things too, and I'm going to say this. I think staying off alcohol at times for a month, 2 months or something is really good just mentally to give you kind of a reset. Also give your liver a reset. But, which I do usually a few times a year. I would take a month to 2 months off.
Yeah.
And then whatever. But, and that's fine for that. But for losing weight, if you take things out of your diet, right, to lose weight, that you know you're going to bring back in, it's probably not the best to do it that way. Does that make sense? Because you're going to bring it back in, so why are you taking it out right now? So if you know you're going to drink and you're going to do this, that's totally fine. Then you need to find things that you don't care to keep in your diet.
Right.
Let's get those things out that you know that you can get rid of, and then keep the things that that you are doing in. And I think that's the first place to start.
That's a good point.
You might not lose a lot of weight in a month, but you might lose some, right? And then over time, because we do all these drastic diets and take all this stuff out, and then we bring in a bunch of stuff back in, and then we gain a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
Right.
It's because it's the same net positive situation.
Just find things that you know are, like, if cheese isn't a big deal for you, cool, take it out. Or breads, grains aren't a big deal, take them out. Or even if it's just like certain grains, take it out. Like keep rice and Ezekiel bread and take out all the other grains. Do that. Again, for me, what always worked is trying to do a Monday to Friday kind of stay stricter during that time, let myself do whatever I want on the weekends, and then kind of go from there. Again, we still don't really eat completely garbage on the weekends, but we might go to Bubba's Biscuits. Right?
Bubba's Biscuits. Yeah, it's not. You just threw me off track. Sorry. Yeah, if you haven't tried Bubba's Biscuits, you really should try that. You should take me out to it. You said Bubba's Biscuits, and I completely forgot what I was talking about. I clearly cannot take that out of my diet. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But no, that makes sense. It makes sense in the end that you don't want to, it's not a golden ticket to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Eat like a garbage can for the weekend. I mean, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, it's like, again, we fall off, right? Well, then stop taking things out that you know that you don't want to get rid of.
Right.
Until you can't get rid of.
Right.
And maybe someday down the road you are able to give those things up, right? But focus on the things that you don't honestly care about. And then another easy thing is just adding more exercise. And it doesn't have to be here, right? You could be going on a walk, on a jog.
Right.
Could be yoga somewhere, Fit Columbia, things like that. But an easy way here is just, if you're coming 3 days a week, come 4.
That's easy.
Come 5.
Yeah. Get in your car. Come on.
Yeah.
Those are good tips. I've written down a couple of tips that I think we touched on, but one is overall. I mean, the basic concept of losing weight, right, is to expend more energy than you bring into your body, right? Mm-hmm. They call it caloric deficit. Be the caloric deficit. One of the things that I always, as I was counting calories and trying to lose weight and stuff, I always look at I got to count everything.
Yeah. Right?
And I know you talked about this with the last paleo challenge you did, was you kind of laid out, you get one cheat meal, but like this, an entire meal. It's not like a little bit here during the day here and a little bit here during this day, and then also a cheat meal here.
Yeah.
Right? It's counting the licks and the sniffs and the bites and the, whatever's throughout the whole week, right?
Yeah.
So count everything. I think that's probably, that's where I usually start to go off track. I think most people probably do. They're like, oh, the three meals I have, they're all good, but like, what about the stuff in between?
Yeah.
What about what'd you put in your coffee?
Yeah.
Did you have that glass of wine? Those, if you're trying to get that tight, those things count.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta count everything.
Yeah, you definitely gotta count everything. But the other thing too is not all calories are created equal. So if you're
that's a great point.
So if you're, again, 100 calories of broccoli versus 100 calories of bread is not the same.
That's right.
So that's where it's like counting calories. It will work too. And again, if you want to keep your diet the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way, right?
Yes.
You're like, look, I'm going to only eat this much food.
Right. You're already lowering that caloric intake.
Yeah. So
you're going to change it you definitely want to stay, I guess, similar to what you normally eat, right?
Yeah. But if you know that you, like, if you're on pills, like you're diabetic, things like that, knowing that you need more vegetables is what I'm trying to say in your life, right?
Yeah.
Then know too that if you're bringing in more vegetables and lowering calories, it might be like, that's definitely going to be a lot more beneficial.
Yep.
Right, because if you're taking out the bread, bringing in the broccoli, and then eating generally everything else the same but lower calorie, then you're definitely going to see a lot more changes. And a lot of it too, again, depends on your body. Hormones is a big part of it as well. But last is just like, you don't have to use excuses. It's just like what we say in here, it's consistency. Don't let like, oh, because I'm old or I'm a woman or anything. Like I hear so many things.
We've heard it all.
I've heard it all.
Literally.
That you got to be honest with yourself, and I'll just be honest. It's bullshit when you say those things to yourself because you're just giving yourself a reason to fail.
Yep.
It's like, well, it's okay if I fail because of that. And it's like, this is just self-control. And again, you don't have to go all in at one time. Consistency over a long time. Slowly reduce your calories. Start eating a little bit more. Make small changes every week. It
is a process. It's a lifelong process. It's not something you do once. Hey, I got it right the very first time. Boom, there we go. It's awesome. I mean, I know I am. I'm continuously trying different things, seeing what works for me. I mean, I still don't know exactly what works for me because I'm still working on it, right? Yeah. You're always going to work on it.
Yeah. Consistently working on it. I found the 5-day thing works for me. Talking to Sandra, she just does really good with doing a pack with someone. Yeah, she can just do it, right? Yep. So we all have different, not just physical things, but like mentally. It's just like how we solve problems. We're all different.
Whatever that motivation might be.
Yeah. So it's more about figuring that out and then going from there.
And you touched on this is one of my other notes. So I had 3 zones of things that can kind of affect you not losing fat. Basically, it would be diet, training, and recovery. So. We talked through diet. We were touching on training. You said be consistent. That's good for your diet. I'm not going to say dieting because it's just a way that you should live, but also the way you work out, right? Being consistent.
Yeah.
Setting those goals. If we're doing the Squattober thing, 15 days or 20 days. Yeah. 15 days is really not a lot.
No.
Most people can do that, and some people have already started to fall off, and some people have actually picked up the how much they come in. So that's good to see too. But yeah, being consistent is huge, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to get in here. You have to work out. I've said it before. One of the things that helps me in my brain is just think about how many hours there are in the week and how many hours I literally spend training.
Like
3 hours versus 160 something hours in a week.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculously low amount of time where you're moving.
There's a couple people who were members and then aren't anymore. Just things, they made poor choices and they're whatever, but a lot of times people come up on my newsfeed and a lot of these people that basically they saw success, right? They would come in for 6 weeks or 2 months and they saw huge success. One of them stopped being a diabetic after 2 months and just stopped coming in. And then the other one lost 20 pounds. Right, and they pop up on my newsfeed randomly, and now they're trying to sell, fake supplements, and they're trying to go to DJ Jazzy Jeff's like shindig, and it's like, which is just like people just walking side to side and sweating in a hot room, but it's not real exercise. There's a difference between what we do here and Zumba and things like that, and not that those things don't have its place. They do have its place, but if you're really trying to lose weight and be consistent, that's not the actual place. And obviously selling fake supplements is not a great place to be either, because
they're fake. They don't work.
They don't work.
There's not a pill on the planet that you can take and lose weight that's like good for you.
And she in her post said clinically proven, all these kinds of things, which are lies. And the thing that frustrated is because they took a couple weeks, made some excuses. One person said that she's like, oh, I just can't drive that far out here, right? It's like you have.
Yeah, you lost 20 pounds doing it.
Yeah. So, it's. I guess what I'm trying to say is either you're either gonna allow yourself to start making excuses, or you're just gonna tell yourself that this is what you're gonna do, and it doesn't mean like you have to be here with us. That's not what I'm saying. I believe in what we do, but what I mean is like she quit, right? She's not working out anymore. She has gained weight. It's easy to tell. It's been 6 months.
You can see it.
It's really easy in Facebook photos to check out, and I do because I'm curious. I'm curious to see if like, okay, maybe they found something, right? In 10 years, I've never found anyone that's found something.
Right. Yeah, because believe it or not, we actually care.
Yeah.
Like we do care about your weight loss and your health.
Yeah. And these things do work. The workouts, how we put them together, it does work. If you add that in nutrition, you'll be successful. It's just doing those things together consistently a long time. Don't beat yourself up if you fail, right? Just get back on it, right? Reach out to us if you need help. That's what we're here for, right? We're not going to sit there and feed you food every day, but we won't talk to you about it, and you can talk to us about what's going on mentally and physically, all that kind of stuff. Sorry, that was a big rant.
It's okay. It's true. Yeah. It's true. So being consistent, that's huge, right? The other one is, let's say you are consistent and you get here.
Yep.
Right. Some of the times I've talked with people who are consistent. I'm like, wow, you're here 4 days a week, but you're kind of like half-assing things.
Yeah.
Right. Like maybe you're just a giant sloth when it comes to like moving, or you consistently we can see when you like kind of hide and you're off in the corner and you're not really moving. You don't want to participate. Like we can see that, or there is prescribed weight for you. It's like 65 pounds. We know you're strong. We know you can do it, but you just don't do it, right? You will just grab the bar or something like that, I think there's something to be said for giving effort, right? So you gave all this effort. You got here. You're here consistently.
Yeah.
Put in the effort in the work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand the psychology there, but we do see it. You had experience with that?
Yeah, it just depends on the person. I think sometimes it's, like they did a workout and it hurt really bad, and you're like, oh my god, if I do it that way, it's gonna hurt really bad again, or if I do it RX, and that's just kind of like a fear of overcoming and understanding that like if you do something over and over again, it doesn't hurt as much. Like it's still gonna hurt, right? But if you, I don't know, like if you pinch yourself as hard as you can every day in the same place, eventually your shin will build up there, right? Your nerves are gonna be like, we don't need to tell you what's going on there, and it's not gonna hurt as much. And that's not a great example, but I don't have really many other examples besides like burning your fingers. So.
Yeah.
But so you just gotta kind of.
I mean, we all feel that feeling, right? We're pushing a workout. This got burpees in it, right? And we're doing, trying to hit 10 burpees a minute. That feeling is not good.
Yeah.
You feel like you're about to pass out or whatever you're gonna do. I mean, you're not going to, but like, you have to maintain that feeling, right? You have to maintain that over those workouts, over that month, over that 6 months. That's what we're going for. If you hit it once and you feel bad, and then the next time you're not getting 10 burpees in a minute, you're getting like 7. Because you feel yourself getting right to that point, and then you're like, well, if I go any harder, it's gonna suck and I'm gonna hurt, and so I'm just gonna do this, and I can look around and I can see that, everyone sees that I'm moving, but you're not moving to that level that you should be personally, right?
Yeah, you don't want to try to just be just enough fitter than everyone else around you if you are someone who is fitter. But I will say, like, that doesn't mean every day you got to come in and puke.
We don't actually want you ever puking.
Yeah.
Ever. We don't want that.
I think sometimes people take it the wrong way when we say this kind of stuff, because it's like, we are about consistency. But I would say if you came 5 days in a row, probably 2 of those you're going to feel good. Maybe you got a good night's sleep.
Yep.
And 3 of those you might feel crappy. Because, we're regular people, you have jobs, you gotta get up early, blah, blah, blah.
It's not fun.
But those 2 days you should come in and you need to push yourself. The other 3, we're here, we understand, and you can tell us.
Yeah.
Look, it's just
I feel like shit today.
I feel like garbage. I'm not doing that. Or I drank wine last night.
Yeah.
And that's all you gotta tell me. I already know that you're doing shit. So, like we're here, and again, we're about long term and consistency. But you gotta turn it up a notch. Just at least once a week, you gotta be pushing yourself to that point of it's gonna hurt. I'm doing a weight that scares me. Good.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing something that's like you're going through the motions, then again, that's what Zumba is, and that's what we kind of explain. It's like you're not challenging yourself, right? So that's why you're not going to get stronger, you're not going to get faster, you're not going to get better endurance.
And if the option is to stay in bed and atrophy one more day, or come in here and go through the motions, I would choose for you to go through the motions.
Yeah.
But if the option is go through the motions or push myself just a smidge and get a smidge better, that's the one I'm going to choose.
Yeah.
For you, right? Does that make sense? Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it was like yesterday, I was really sore from the day before. I came in and did something. I didn't just like, and I know my body even more. I'm like, all right, I'm going to come in and push myself. And then today, I am completely sore, so I had to take the day off. And I'm taking today off because I know my body, but yesterday I could have done that, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So
you find what you need to. Well, that leads to the last thing, which is recovery. You noted maybe you said maybe you feel better. You got a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep is something I struggle with. I don't have insomnia.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know a lot of people. I know people that legitimately have insomnia. I know people who claim they have insomnia, but they just stay up late. It's not the same thing. I don't have any of those problems, but I do a lot of stuff. I probably do too much stuff. So I wind up not going to bed until 10 or 10:30 sometimes, and I'm getting up at 4 a.m. every day. So that catches up, by the end of the week. I don't know, what's your thoughts on recovery? Not just sleep, but sleep is a huge one, I think, for a lot of people, because they choose to catch up on Netflix or whatever it is, and oh shit, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And then we don't see you in the morning, which you normally come in the morning. And then, I come in the morning, so I don't come any other time. And then 3 days turns into 5 days, and we don't see you for a month.
Yeah, we'll sleep every day.
Did I just leave that out there? Sorry.
Well, that's exactly how it is. For the morning people. But yeah, I mean, for sleep, I would say it's different for every person. Me, if I don't find ways to calm my brain down, then I'm always thinking, and I can't fall asleep. And I've done all the people write everything down and do this, and it just doesn't matter. I gotta completely take my mind
Gotta
off.
get it out of there.
So a lot of times that's how I struggle with sleep. Heather has sleep apnea, so she constantly I'll come when I'm not sleeping in bed, lay there, and she'll literally stop breathing and go and then wake up.
That sucks.
She does that 4 times a night. So it's really tough for some things, again, that for me that I found that helped with sleep, which we had a bunch and they all broke when the thing fell down.
Right.
Which eventually...
He's talking about the front wall.
The front wall came down.
When it was 8,000 degrees during the summer.
Yeah, we lost 40 of the sleep things.
Yeah.
But it's called CBD Living. They sell it at Rosewood Market. Buy it online. But it's melatonin with CBD. That helps her with her sleeping. It helps me too with getting a soothing sleep as well. But to me, it's you really got to try to push for 8 hours. Or if you're not doing that, you do need to try to make up and get more sleep on the weekends, things like that. If you can't get it during the week. I know last week I taught all the classes. I was sleepy, but this week I feel like I got hit by a truck.
Yeah, caught to you.
Oh yeah, real quick.
Well, yeah, that's a lot of classes to do on it.
Well, it's not that. It's just again, when I have difficulties when I come home, my brain's I'm thinking about, okay, well, we did this today. What are we gonna do for tomorrow? And this person had this issue, and then just go, and it's like I'm like it's midnight. I'm like, oh shit.
I should go to sleep. I gotta get up
I eat up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Try to drink coffee and wake up. So I come in here with a little pep in my step. So yeah, if you're doing that, it's a real struggle. And again, sleeping stops muscle recovery too.
Mm-hmm.
So when you sleep, your body helps recover your muscles. So that's really important to do. So it's something that you got to focus on, figure out what your issue is, if it's sleep apnea, if it's a mental thing, and try to work on that, or if it's a busy thing, you're doing too much stuff at night,
right?
That you need to set an alarm that's like, oh, that's what I'm
I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, whatever it is, deal with it tomorrow. But then, muscle-wise, just stretch. I mean, we can talk about this for years.
Yeah.
But any joint pain you have is not because of anything that you think it is or your doctor thinks it is, just because you're tight. And I'm just going to say that over and over again because that is...
We'll make a shirt.
That is almost fact.
Yeah.
Coming out of them unless you abruptly do something to tear something.
Right.
Which is really easy to tell because you just do one thing. And
You know when you're like, oh shit, I just broke something.
And sometimes too, that's not always the case. There's I forgot, who was it? That had a shoulder, she was doing double unders, and her shoulder just started having pain. But it was because it was out of position for a really long time. It was stretching and started pinching on her vertebrae and things like that. So sometimes too, acute things happen because of chronic things. And
right.
So, yeah, I mean, to me, what's really important is focusing on your posture, understanding that we're supposed to move all day, and means our muscles need to be loose and elongated, so you need to massage and stretch them out because you're sitting all day like we're doing right now.
Yeah. So we should have a standing podcast one day.
Standing podcast, yeah. I didn't, I'll show it right now. I used to, in my classes in college, I asked my professors if I could just sit up against the wall, so I would sit in a squat up against the wall in class.
Huh. Fascinating.
Because I was like, I had so many knee pains and back pains when I first started, and I started figuring, if you just stretch and sit in a squat,
amazing
that you don't hurt. It's like,
yeah.
And I guess I kind of figured it out from, Kelly started as a doctor of physical therapy, mixed with just trying things and not ever wanting to go to the doctor. And
I think the important part the reason you're bringing that up is a lot of times I know some folks come in and they really work on their mobility.
Yeah.
Stretching. I have a hard time just calling it stretching because just the way my brain works, I think of it in terms of mobility, but it's not a chore. You can't really think of it as a chore, as a thing like, I got, today's mobility bullshit, whatever. I mean, it's part of your recovery.
Yeah.
It is 100% where recovery starts in my brain. Because if I want to move better, if I want to be more healthy, if I want to improve whatever the hell random thing it is that I want to improve, I know I need to work on the aspects of that thing to make myself more mobile. Like you said, muscles need to be elongated. I need to work on those areas, right? It's just part of your recovery. And also, if you feel like shit, you're not going to go to sleep, right? If you're laying there in bed and your legs are hurting, you're not going to be able to fall asleep. But these things can be preventative.
Yeah. And I think what holds people back is that it hurts. But
yeah, it's just like the workout, right? Parts of the workout can hurt. Parts of the mobility can hurt.
This is a saying that I learned on day one at the first place I was ever at, is you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yep.
And you just got to understand that. And that's not only in physically. If you're ever wanting to strive for something, start your own business, you're going to be uncomfortable all the time, and you just got to be cool with it and not let it consume you, which is hard to do at times.
Yeah,
you know that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, start making that your motto, your saying, and just be okay with it. Be okay with pain. Pain is temporary, right? We always say that too. It's not like it's going to last forever. Okay, you're going to push through it, and this pain is going to prevent something that could be a pain forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
maybe you're one of the weirdos that actually like it. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it as long as I don't like it when it tickles. You know, like if someone massages my glute, it tickles and hurts, and that's just like
that's weird. That's too many receptors firing at one time.
I'll do this on my own. No one touch me.
Gonna touch me.
A ball, fine, but someone touch me.
It's not gonna work. Good to know. Cool. All right, so there we go. If obviously we are coaches here, but you have questions with your diet, with your training, with your recovery. Literally, why you're paying us, we would love to help you. That's why we live, why we get up in the mornings.
And if you want us to address something, post in the comments, and we'll bring it up in one of our future podcasts.
Yeah, or in person, and we'll help you with it.
Yeah. But if you want us to rant about it for 30 minutes while you're like drinking coffee or something,
we can do that too. All right. Until next time.
See you later.